and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Riff podcast. My the
Probably shouldn't.
Peacemaker
You
thing.
probably shouldn't do that anymore. Now that we know what
Oh
that's
no, that's a
based.
theory. That's a
Yeah.
theory. We're keeping this in, by the way. It's still part of the show. It's not suddenly. Well, maybe they'll edit it. We're gonna keep
So
this, right?
they added the emotes of Fortnite, and they're thinking about taking it away. Well, people on the audio have no idea
Keep
what we're
this.
talking about. So
Okay, never mind. We're talking about the Peacemaker dance.
yeah.
Whatever. It's 10 seconds. Just keep it. My name is Bill Markey, aka professional wrestler Nikos Ricos, and my also we're both are we you're we're both hosts. We're co-hosts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And my co-host,
Thomas Angela.
yeah, thank you for this is the worst intro we've had. So we are, and it's all my fault. So we are talking today. Should I redo this?
No, good.
Okay. We are talking all things Peacemaker as we dive into the second season's sixth episode called Ignorance is Chris, which airs September 25th, 2025, written and directed by the man in charge of DC himself, James Gunn. This episode, as the 11th Street Kids fight to bring Chris home to their dimension, Rick Flag doubles down on his efforts to hold Peacemaker accountable by calling in an old, somewhat friend slash acquaintance named Lex Luthor. So let's get started. Tom, what did you think?
I thought it was good. I think that the show hasn't really surprised me thus far. Like I heard that these were going to be like the crazy episodes. Almost all of the crazy twists that happen in this episode, like everyone I think already predicted by like episode 2 or 3. And the Adrian stuff I thought was funny, but I didn't think, again, we're not really getting much from him substance wise. Honestly, from a lot of the side characters, we aren't getting anything substance wise. I thought the conversation between Rick Flag Jr. and Lex Luthor was cool, and it makes sense story wise, like why he pops up based on the portal thing. So that all makes sense. But I don't know. This one still didn't like fully I thought it was wild. Like I thought it was still good from like a reveal standpoint, but also it's just like I don't know. Maybe this season kind of just like came and went for me. I don't have the same excitement about it anymore. I don't know how you feel, but I kind of just feel like, oh, it's pretty good.
I this is up there as maybe my third favorite episode behind the last one and episode one.
Hmm.
I did like this episode. I feel like I think we said episode five was going to be a setup for the next three crazy things. I feel like episode six is like, okay, now we're set up. Like this must be the big setup because I
It
agree,
must be because now we just have 2 episodes of just craziness. I don't know.
not much happened,
Like
but
I just don't even feel excited to be talking about this episode. It's just kind of just like it's kind of dry for me. I don't know what it is, and like maybe this just comes back to me not liking how the show looks so far because I still felt it this episode. There's something about the look of the show that just I don't love. Like it just
well,
doesn't visually
yeah,
engage
I
me.
know you've been
It
saying that.
it doesn't visually engage me. It really doesn't. I don't know why. There's just something missing from it. I feel like it looks cheap for some reason.
I don't know. I don't see that. I see. Okay, I see
Yeah, I don't
what
know. It's just
you
what I think this is how I feel.
to just to deviate for a second off the show, but to give you credit for something. That also has to do with the show, as
Mm.
if that sentence couldn't be more confusing. Last night, I was watching the movie Whiplash, as we were saying right before we started.
Mhm.
And to your credit, I am, and it's resonating with Peacemaker a little more. I don't have a problem with it, but I'm noticing lighting and coloring more because of my relationship with you and being able to
It's
notice
very
more things.
specific in Whiplash. It's very
And
specific.
in Whiplash, I kept saying like see, and I'm going to bring it back to Peacemaker in like 30 seconds, but in Whiplash, there's parts where I'm like, is there a gray, dark filter over this movie right now?
Mhm.
And then like when they're in studio, it's so like spotlight. I was like, is this actual lighting in this? I was
Wait,
like, are
one
they
second.
just
Try turning your phone to the side.
oh this way?
Yeah. You capture. There you go. Way
Sorry.
better.
Oh, that's even cooler with the Cena figure that I had.
Hmm.
Like, and in the scenes where they're recording and it's just like the spotlights on them, I was like, did they even use like lighting in this room, or they just like use the room, like the actual lights in the room, like to light it? And I can appreciate it more. And I do know what you mean with Peacemaker now, like to bring it back to Peacemaker, where it almost looks, and this is how I gather, but again, not a problem for me. It almost looks too polished,
It's not even that. I
like
feel like it has
plastic.
the look of a Hallmark show.
Plastic and pop. To me,
You
they
know what
look
I mean?
polished. They look like everybody was went over with a
There's
fine coat of polish. Like
there's
it's
just
too
there's just
perfect
something
looking.
about it that doesn't work for me. And I don't exactly know what it is, but for some reason, and it's really weird. Season 1 of this season like really hooked me and I was like, "Whoa."
Do you mean episode one or are you
Oh
talking about
yeah.
season one?
Yeah, episode 1. I mean, I think
Okay.
season 1 so far as a whole package has been better. I think there was just better pacing in that. Like that felt like a continuous build up. This season has felt like we get a lot and then we get like 2 episodes of just like stationary and then we get a lot. But this was another one where it was just like we're given something, but we're not given a lot, and it's just I'm hooked enough for the next episode, but I'm not like, dude, I cannot wait. Like I'm like I'm gonna be sitting here waiting Thursday for the second it drops. Like I'm not like that. I watched this episode today. I don't need to be waiting every day. Like the excitement is just kind of not there for me anymore. It kind of just like evaporated. I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. This is going to sound maybe a little online fanboy, but it just hit me. And this is based off certain sound bites of that James Gunn has said himself. And I think we have seen it in this episode pretty big. Do you think he's looking, God, I don't like saying this, but because I don't think he is, but it's almost like part of me thinks is he focused more on just setting up a broader universe and setting up Man of Steel 2, Man of Steel, the Man of Tomorrow, as opposed to like he'd already said this is setting up Man of Tomorrow, which is the Superman sequel. We saw Lex Luthor in this episode. We've seen that Rick Flag has relocated Lex Luthor. We know Lex is going to break out. He's talked about the cameos and this. Is it almost like is Peacemaker becoming a vehicle to just set up the rest of the DC as opposed to let's just focus on making this as good as it fucking can be?
Maybe. And it made sense that they brought Lex Luthor out, but like I actually felt for the first time I'm like, oh, like I don't know if his character fits the tone and universe of Peacemaker.
Oh, I liked Lex
And
Luthor
and
in
like
this.
hearing him curse versus like I think the only curse word he said in like Superman was like shit or something like that. You like piece of shit alien
Yeah.
or whatever. It was almost just like whoa, like it's like they try and like take these pieces from a movie like from within universe, but the tone was a little different. Like Creature Commandos and Peacemaker very much have a similar tone. Superman has its own tone, and I don't know if it fully like works. Yeah, like I'd really need to review this season as like a whole package and like how this whole package connects to Superman and to Creature Commandos because right now it's kind of hard for me to be doing that. Because I don't have the full thing. Like I really need to see how this ends. But I even feel like we haven't gotten much of Peacemaker in these past 3 episodes.
I agree.
Like he's been in the same spot since. I mean, like yes, he did figure out like that he was asking hardcore like, is there anything between us in this last episode? But like even from last episode from that moment to now, it feels like nothing's changed Peacemaker wise. Like I feel like this episode was just everyone getting to the like this other universe. I don't know. I
I don't know.
honestly, it still feels like almost nothing happened.
I'm kind of thinking that it almost feels like this is more of just a vehicle for the broader DC universe as to making Peacemaker as good as it could be. Like, I feel like if I
What
put
were
on
the
Peace,
signs that made you feel like that?
um, uh, well, one of them is literally what James Gunn has out of the episode is things James Gunn has said. He's literally said this is setting up Man of Tomorrow, which is a whole, granted, same universe, but a whole different character with a different storyline.
Okay.
And he's been doing a lot of teases to Man of Tomorrow online now with the script and the picture of potentially a Brainiac Easter egg. Like it almost feels like, and I understand you want everything to connect because to his credit, Marvel does they don't do enough connecting with their shows and you just feel like where's Moon Knight?
Yeah.
But like however, I give him credit. Maybe this is the struggle of the balance. I give him credit for trying to wield it into the universe, but I almost feel like Peacemaker as a show is getting lost in the shuffle of the broader universe. Like I feel like now the next three episodes, I'm getting a vibe that we're more concerned with setting up the Superman sequel and Supergirl than we are. And maybe that's what's affecting this not being as bombastic and eventful as season one.
Like this already, like I hate to say it, it almost kind of feels like Dead on Arrival. I
Hmm.
don't know. It just there's not much like I don't feel much energy for this season. I don't feel like after episode one, I was so like, wow, I'm so excited to see where every
You said
episode's
it.
gonna
You
go.
said it was the your favorite thing of the DCU,
Yeah, like so
episode
far,
one.
yeah, like it was so good, and it was like the writing was so well done and the tone was so well. You know
Established.
what I really think it was is I think the other episodes not being directed by James Gunn were very noticeable, and I think it kind of ruined the vibe and the tone of the show for me.
Hmm. Like
Because
not
those
enough of
episodes
James
felt different.
Gunn's.
Like this episode, I felt the James Gunn direction,
Yeah.
and I can actually feel it within like the choices that he makes directorial wise. And you could really and like you should be able to tell that someone else directed an episode. Like it should always be like your own personal style and touch on it. But I think for this type of show where like they aren't trying anything visually crazy or unique filmmaking wise that will make it stand out, I think it's almost like you need the same tone and vision. Does that make
Well,
any sense?
I'll go back 100%. I'll go back to a season of television that there it is, the bomb-sized water, where I have my seltzer can. I go back to a season, two seasons of a show where they had multiple directors, but all directors, in my opinion, well, all directors were clearly on the same page and it worked, and every episode felt it like it complements the next. And that's The Mandalorian season one and two. I felt like those seasons are like clearly everybody was on the same page with the tone, where Mando was going, where Grogu was going. Season three, not so much, but I felt those first two seasons felt like such a good buildup of, like Peacemaker. This season just kind of feels a little all over the place.
It
Like,
feels very all over the place, a
like,
little lost.
like my problem is if I showed both seasons to somebody who wasn't watching the DCU, I would have to go, all right, well, season two, there's Superman and there's another Superman movie coming out. So that's why maybe this season seems a little weird. And, like it just seems like you need to know more or you need to know a lot about the Superman and the DCU again, which is what I want, but maybe this isn't the balance I want. Like I still
I
feel like
just
Peacemaker's being taken away from.
it's still something I can't fully verbalize. I just am not interested in this season as much anymore. Like
What can they do to hook you back in for the last two episodes?
just focusing more on Peacemaker as a character, focusing more on his character changes, on his reactions to the various things. Like maybe that's what we're gonna get a lot in 7 and 8 is like him realizing like the cost of his choices, the consequences. Like that's kind of what I'm waiting for. It
Yeah.
feels like we've had 3 episodes of him kind of bumbling around, like running around from point A to point B as the plot's unfolding around him. And it's like, I want to see more of his specific character changes and nuances and reactions to things because right now it feels like I'm more like spectating just plot unfolding and it's not as engaging. And we saw the Nazi world coming together and like we saw all these things coming. So it's not really a surprise. Like sure Lex Luthor popping up is a surprise. But we've only gotten one movie with Lex Luthor. Like it's not the craziest cameo. Like it's not like, oh my gosh, this they brought this character back. Like it makes sense. Like it was one project ago. We could.
I think we're going to have to skip ahead for a second. Again, this is what I feel like. Are we just focused more on the DCU as opposed to Peacemaker? Not just Peacemaker, the show, but Peacemaker, the character, because and I never watched the on the next time, but I was on my phone, the credits were rolling, I was watching the post credits, and they do show somebody from a distance getting unhandcuffed in a jail cell, and it's a voice that is not recognizable to me, and he says something like, I don't remember exactly what, but he says something generic like, so this is what you need me for, huh? And I'm like, who is that? And again, are we just focused on bringing in a new character because it's going to complement DC, but not complement
The Peacemaker show.
Peacemaker?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Because I don't, it's not like I heard it and I went, I think that's David Harbour. Oh, they're bringing in Frankenstein from Creatures. I don't know. I really can't figure out. I kind of want to watch New Rock Stars and see if they have. But again, now I'm focused on that. I'm not focused as much on Chris.
And the plot. Yeah,
Right.
I think
I'm
they were a
focused on
little all
who's,
over the place. I
yeah,
think they didn't know how to tie everything in together fully. Listen, I'll eat my words of 7 and 8 do that perfectly.
me
It
too.
feels like every week we're leaving less and less time to do that, you know?
Yeah.
My biggest positive about this episode is I feel like we're finally starting to see changes in Harcourt. And when I say
Yes.
Harcourt, I mean like our Harcourt, the Universe 1 Harcourt.
Yep.
She felt like a lot more emotional vulnerability from her this episode, especially from Holland as an actress was doing really good
Yeah.
with her eyes, like the tears and everything. Like she
Ooh.
was easily the highest high of this episode.
Can I
And
jump in
watch,
for a second
yeah,
there
yeah, go
while
ahead.
you're talking?
Yeah,
I cried during that scene.
really.
Like, it doesn't take much for me to cry. That scene got me, and we'll go right back to what you're saying in 10 seconds. Um, I actually really like Cena's acting there.
This is
And I
the
think Cena's
visual
a good
reaction.
actor.
That's what I want more of, but it was the only kind
Yes.
of thing I got this episode.
But that's what, like, give me more of that because it made me feel like I cried. I cried at her reaction when she's like, I'm a fucking nightmare. He goes, I still love you. Like, but Cena delivered like those 20 seconds. I want more of that. Sorry,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
mean, it does feel like the main chunk of this season is their relationship. I mean, it's
Yeah.
still Peacemaker coming to term with his past trauma. Like, that's really what this is about, obviously. But their relationship is definitely like the strongest, is like the beating heart of this season.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad we're seeing progressions with that. Like, that's a positive thing. That I will give a good review upon that.
But did it
I
take
need
too long to
more.
get there?
It doesn't even, it's not even that. It's just like, I feel like we're not leaving enough time for that to really blossom. Like I'm happy it's
Right.
starting to happen, but like now you have a lot of plot to wrap up in 7 and 8, and there's a lot of characters. You know, like we didn't even get
Well,
any of Judo Master this episode. We know he's there.
I think we're saying the same thing because the first, like, up until this episode, we just kept getting kind of, in my opinion, the same conversation. Did you feel something on the boat? Did you feel something on the boat? And finally, I almost wish this moment happened in episode 4. So then we can really see what's happening by now. Like we
Yeah,
finally
it
got to
feels
her.
a little like whoa. Like now we're just like you're in the middle of this and you're talking. I don't know. It feels like a
But
little.
again, James Gunn wrote this episode. So like what if,
Well,
you know,
I think he wrote every episode.
oh, I'm sorry, you're right. You're right. But like I wish we got to that conversation a little sooner so then we can see
Agreed.
how it plays
Agreed.
out
Agreed.
by this episode. Like she finally said the thing that I'm like, did it need that many episodes to get to her like
Agreed.
opening up like that?
Agreed.
But the thing is, I liked this episode. I have not disliked this season, but I do
I
feel
didn't
like,
dislike it. I'm just saying I feel it's a little meandering.
yeah, I
My
agree.
energy doesn't really know where to go for this. I just
Yeah.
I feel kind of it feels kind of like dead on arrival a little bit. Like I started feeling the momentum when like it was revealed that like this is like a Nazi anti-black world and anti like minority essentially people of color like
And
it was
I think I'm just realizing more and more as we talk that maybe this is the double-edged sword where I want the continuity of television shows in these superhero worlds with the movies, but maybe this is just the issue of the balance of trying to put them all together. Like if there's a Peacemaker season 3 in a year and a half, 2 years, and now we've already had Supergirl, Clayface, and Superman's part 2, how does that then affect Peacemaker season 3? Like I'm curious to see like,
because
or how,
you're gonna lose some people going to the television format. You're always gonna
yeah.
lose some people. So when you try and make it like a connect, I do kind of lean away from TV shows. Obviously, I'm just a film guy in general. I'm gonna like film more than television,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to these. Like, I just don't really like the whole shared universe as a concept, anyways. But that's just will always be my opinion. But
So you must be a fan of the fact that they have an Elseworlds
100%.
label in DC. Where
I
you,
mean,
yeah,
the Batman and the Penguin below the gun stuff, DC wise, out of the water.
they do. I
I
agree.
mean, it's two different tones and everything, but when you're getting into the specifics of filmmaking and like just the specificity of directorial choices, I think you can see that more on display in the Batman. James Gunn, he
Joker
has
as
his
well.
very own style and tone and everything, but just look at the visual style of Superman even versus Peacemaker. And Peacemaker, he's choosing a deliberately like less stylized tone. In Superman, it's that comic book stylized, you know. But even
Hmm.
looking at the Suicide Squad, it is different. So it's not like you can like James Gunn does make different specific choices every movie. I just think there's a lot more effort put into the minor details in like the Elseworld stuff. It feels a bit more like its own complete package, and I like complete packages more. I don't like when something ends and it's like, oh well, now in Supergirl you're gonna get to see that explored, but you gotta wait. You gotta wait for the next one.
Right.
It's never really my thing. I'm not that big of a fan of the whole superhero movie genre and the whole connecting universe and everything. I like solo original ideas always more. So this stuff was always a bit diluted for me because of that, but I enjoyed seeing more specific character choices made and more specificity put into the little choices of the directorial process. And I see that more in the Elseworld stuff. But
Hmm.
that's just where I'm at.
Does it, how do you feel about, now granted, his name was removed from the project,
Yeah.
but given what you said about like how this all feels like James Gunn and that's not something you'd want versus what they're doing in the Batman. But like at one point,
Well, no,
Luca Gord,
the James Gunn stuff from Peacemakers has definitely felt better than the other directors.
oh, like the episodes he's done.
Yeah, like I still love James Gunn's style and work. Like it's very, I was trying to say like it is specific. You can tell when he directed one of these episodes versus somebody else. It's just, it's more the minor details put into the filmmaking
Mm,
that I see more of the Batman and the Penguin. You know what I mean? Like it feels like
I
something a bit
agree.
more specific at the heart of it. I don't know.
How does it make you feel, again, just to go back to what I was about to say, even though this director's name was removed from the project and James Gunn still wants to make the project, how does it make you excited, interested, or whatever at the idea of like Luca Guadagnino was at
Luca
one
Guadagnino.
Lord Guadagnino was at one point attached to Sergeant Rock. So and now
Who the fuck is
he's
that?
he was in Creature Commandos.
Uh,
And I mean, does it make you interested or like nervous if a guy like him is then jumping into this world, or would you be like, oh, that might be like a change up that I would welcome? Or the fact that
I would welcome that change. He's a very specific director. I love a lot of his movies. Challengers is one of my favorite movies in the past couple of years. I mean, it'd be interesting to see him tackle one of these movies. I think you would see the difference put into like the effort and details when an auteur filmmaker would make something like
hmm.
that. I don't know.
No, I mean I agree. I was just curious how you felt about it. Um but I mean in terms of the events that happened in this episode, I mean us that scene with Ao, Eo, like running from all the white supremacists and whatnot, like that town. I mean,
Adebayo.
out of bio. Um, I mean, it's interesting because I mean, stuff happened in this episode. It looks like we're going to get something like now we're finally getting somewhere with Adrian where it looks like,
Again, that
he's
scene was played more for comedy and just to lean into the twist.
right.
What is that really doing for him character wise? I mean, maybe we'll see what it does, but it still doesn't feel like he's had a lot to do.
No, I keep circling back to this. It just feels like a lot of this is just serving a different master and it's not Peacemaker. Like we're just
I
setting
mean,
up
we'll have to
bigger,
see where it ends.
yeah. Like we're like setting up bigger things. I mean, if I can mention a very minor thing, though, to me it was something I enjoyed. Is I don't know how you felt about it, but this is what I want continuously from Tim Meadows instead of the bird stuff. When Rick Flag
Oh, when he
goes,
like sits back down in the office. Yeah.
it's like, hmm. He's like, alone. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why. Like that, I laughed out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the little subtle comedy, like that I appreciate those like little things and whatnot. That was like a positive for me for this episode. That uh, I did like Lex popping up. I mean, maybe because Nicholas Holt. Like I liked that
I mean,
scene.
yeah. Obviously, it's always good to see Nicholas Holt.
I also liked the little minor change they did on his theme from Superman. If you notice that they played an altered version of the Luthor Corp theme.
Sounded the same to me, so I don't know.
Oh,
But,
it's very minor. They didn't hit like the main note until he sat down. So it's almost like, who's this guy? Until boom, he sat. I was like, oh, I mean, we already knew it was him because fucking Instagram.
yeah.
If you didn't watch it immediately. But I mean, those were
And
a
I just
couple
don't
things.
have the excitement level to be like, I need to watch this immediately. You know.
Right. Yeah, no, hey, I just watched it before we hopped on as well. Like it's 30 minutes. I could have watched it Thursday, but I got sidetracked doing other things. If Peacemaker was that important, I would have watched it
Yeah.
immediately on Thursday. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if I don't know if there's much else I have to say about the episode.
Not me really. Anyways, these episodes have almost started making me think like maybe we should have just done like a whole season review of this because it does feel like there's just not much like this there feels like there's so much of the season, so there should be a lot of juice to the squeeze, but it doesn't really feel that way. Feels like I
Yeah.
feel kind of dry about the whole thing.
I feel like our reviews are becoming a lot more of like, all right, well, that was that. Like, there hasn't been as much to like wrap. We end up talking about the DCU just as much, if not more, than we talk about the show itself and what's happening in the show. It's kind of becoming more of a, yeah, like imagine this was Penguin. Like,
And maybe it's just because like this television isn't like my favorite thing in the world. Like I still really like it, but like I'm more interested in watching like these new shows like Task that just came out on HBO Max.
mm,
Like something that's like a solo like complete package start to beginning, that's it. Or,
yeah.
something like that. Like that is something I want to like dive into.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, join us next week for Task Season 1, Episode 1.
I was almost thinking maybe we could cover it.
I'll do it. I've heard really good things about the show, and I didn't realize Tom Pelphrey was in it.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I think he's like the antagonist.
yeah, I've seen Tom. I've seen him in one thing, and it was pretty shitty. Iron Fist season 1, but I liked him. Like that, my takeaway was Tom Pelphrey. So I didn't realize he was, even in it. But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to say about this episode, really. I feel like we're just waiting for the episode where we're like, okay, now we have some stuff to talk
Yeah,
about.
there's not much for me to like break down.
Yeah,
And even the twist about there not being any people of color in the universe, like I almost feel like Chris would have figured that out faster. Like wouldn't
yeah, like he
wouldn't he have
hasn't
seen
known.
wouldn't he have seen like this like fascist flag like sooner? Like I don't know.
I agree.
It
Like it,
feels like that's like a really big thing to happen in your universe, and for it to never come up, I don't know.
because you would think that flag, just like the American flag or any other flag in any other country, is proudly being waved
Yep.
somewhere.
See, that's where it's like on a plot level, it doesn't really fully make sense because of
Yeah,
how long he's been there. But this is where it needed to come in the story. But we all
right.
knew it anyway, so it didn't really feel like a huge like, oh my god, like this changes everything because we've already been thinking about this universe and the show from that perspective for like 2 weeks, for like 3 weeks now. You
Yeah,
know?
I agree. I will say too, I was laughing at the way that, just side note, Vigilante was talking to his mom. He was
Oh
like,
yeah. Do you know
Jesus
what it really
fucking
reminded me of?
Christ.
What's that movie with Wahlberg and Farrell where they're cops, the nice
The other
guys, or
guys.
the other guys? Yeah, that felt like Will Ferrell with his wife from that movie.
Okay, Eva Mendes, yeah.
Yeah, where they're
Almost gives
when
me
she's like just
total
like yeah shit talking her.
almost gives me totals like of Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers,
Yeah,
like screaming
yeah,
at his mom,
yeah.
like what is she doing in there?
It
It's
felt
like,
it felt very like that, and it just that
yeah,
worked. Like that was an example of good comedy in this
yeah,
season.
I agree. Um, other than that,
And I did think the Tim Meadows thing was funny too. That was pretty good.
I other than that in DC, I think we're getting closer to finding out who our DCU Batman is. James Gunn has said He's spoken to many big stars, including a big one that he's not going to use, but they're ramping up, I guess, The Brave and the Bold, which he said will come out no later than 2031. So Brave and the Bold will be out. That's what he said. 2030 to 2031, it'll be out before that. It's a very
I feel
weird
like these
quote, but
superhero fans are given like the littlest amount of like juice, and then it's like, oh my god, this is everything. You know what I mean?
ah,
Like
hey, James Gunn
2031.
said it. He also said again, this is interesting about continuity. GI Robot will be in a live action format in the DC project, which GI Robot was destroyed in Creature Commandos. So I
Yeah.
wonder, like, what else, is Creature Commandos even going to count? Um,
Like,
but
and like, how
yeah,
do you bring over characters like the Bride without it being kind of like totally weird? I don't know. We'll have to see.
un- unless they find the right project to put her in, and she's not just popping up in like Superman.
But then it comes
Um,
into the question of like, you have all these characters, why aren't they popping up? You know?
right. True, but I mean, I don't know. I'm very curious to see how he handles this universe. I think he's obviously not. I think he's seen what Marvel has done or what they haven't done. And I mean, I would rather this find a way to make it all work. But maybe this is the sacrifice to
I
try to
mean,
make
my
it all work.
takeaway from this season of Peacemaker so far is like that it's making me appreciate like the different angles you can attack a multiverse story from. But
Yeah,
other than that, I haven't really pulled much away yet. Like I haven't really learned anything new about James as a director. I haven't really taken away anything new. I am starting to appreciate John Cena more and more as an actor. David Denman was a really good surprise because he's
great.
great. But other than that, I really have nothing else that
Yeah,
this season really makes me like think about or pops out to me or anything, like that. It just kind of it's starting to feel a little dead on arrival.
yeah. I agree. So I think with that said, we can wrap this up. And ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget to like, subscribe, share, word of mouth, give 5-star ratings, please, for all of our stuff. But we will be back next week to talk about the penultimate. That's always like the one that everybody's like, here it
Penalty.
comes.
Yeah. I mean,
The
I'm assuming, I'm hoping they don't leave everything for the finale.
the second to last is coming up. So I don't know. Like now, as I say, the excitement's kind of back again, but the excitement's not just there for the show. It's there for like, are they gonna land this ship?
I hope so. We don't
Yeah,
know.
me
I
too.
hope so.
Me too. Land this plane. But all right, everybody, that's been Peacemaker season 2, episode 6. Ignorance is Chris. We will see you next week. My name is Bill Markey.
My name's Thomas Angelo. Thank you guys for watching and listening.
Thank you.